This week in Jamaica Now, Election Watch. Analysts weigh in on impending election announcement. Controversial MP Everald Warmington referred to Parliamentary committee after calling Lisa Hanna a Jezebel. And Jamaican sprint sensation Usain Bolt talks about his experience with racism and classism in Jamaica. The details of these and other stories coming up after the break.
News breaking in your area? Share your photos, your videos, your stories through the Gleaner's My Report.
Have a burning issue the authorities should know? Post it at the Gleaner's My Report.
It's easy. Just log on to jamaica-gleaner.com/myreport. Sign up and send today.
Your news.
Your views.
Your report.
Online.
The Gleaner's My Report.
See it.
Snap it.
Share it.
I'm Carleen Brown, and this is Jamaica Now. Ahead of Sunday's announcement of the impending general election, political commentators are weighing in on the timing. Political historian Troy Kane says it's difficult to tell whether this is a good time for the Prime Minister to call an election, as both parties do not seem to be fully prepared.
If December was a good time to go to the polls, then January is as good a time as any. Whether it's going to be January, February, or March. Between now and the end of this year, the election can be called at any time. So, it's in 2011 when Honest called the election. I believe the JLP had a slight lead then, according to Johnson's polls. I know Dan Anderson never had the JLP in the lead at that point. But elections are called when they are due. And whether you're prepared or not, it needs to be called.
And commentator Kevin O'Brien Chang says Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller would be making a huge mistake if she does not call the general elections now.
The JLP in 2011, they called election. They were 4 points behind in the poll. The same Dan Anderson polls, right? They were 4 points behind and they called election. So some they're talking utter garbage. And the same 4-point lead that the PNP have now, the same 4-point lead they had in 2011 and they won comfortably, right? Portia is a fool not to call election now.
In the meantime, PNP General Secretary Paul Burke says the decision not to call a general election last year may have saved the PNP some seats which were in danger. According to Burke, the party is in a better position today. However, Burke says the PNP was always confident that it could win enough seats to return to power. And the government has rubbished claims by the parliamentary opposition that the increase in the budget is politically motivated. Last week, Finance Minister Dr. Peter Phillips tabled a revised budget of $808 billion. That's $166 billion more than originally budgeted.
Let me put to rest some of the more ludicrous comments that have filled the public space about the increase in the size of the budget and suggestions that this is linked to fiscal irresponsibility, elections, or profligacy on the part of the government. This increase, as I have indicated, is the consequence of our having had the opportunity to repurchase our Venezuelan debt, and also because we have been able to increase the capital budget for growth-inducing expenditures as a result of the lower debt to GDP ratio.
Parliament's Privileges Committee is to look into the conduct of Southwest St. Catherine Member of Parliament Everald Warmington for possible sanction after he called Government MP Lisa Hanna a Jezebel. The motion for the matter to go before the committee was moved by Government MP Michael Phillips.
Be it resolved that this matter be referred to the Committee of Privileges for consideration and report on the following issues. Whether the member from Southwest St. Catherine should be sanctioned for his actions and behavior during the sitting of the House of Representatives on January 19, 2016.
Northeast St. Andrew MP Delroy Chuck argued that the motion was out of place but was not able to convince the House Speaker that it should be thrown out. A debate is to be held on the motion. Jamaica's sporting star Usain Bolt has admitted that he has faced strong levels of classism and racism from Jamaica's upper class throughout his rise as a global athletics icon. The multiple world and Olympic record holder recalled how he was left shocked by the reactions of neighbors when he moved into an upscale St. Andrew apartment complex.
I was living in a complex.
Yes.
And I had issues with a few of the lighter
skin people.
You understand?
Why? Because you're bringing your dancehall friend, them want to make up nice at the area.
No, I used to live near a lawyer. And I remember when I moved in, he said to me, listen, be careful now. I said, what do you mean? He said, they don't like to see young people strike because when I came in here, I was just 23.
Yeah.
And then they weren't happy to see me in this complex. And I couldn't believe it. And when it started happening to me a couple of times, I said, no, I have to buy a house and move out so I can have my own place.
So bad mind is a part of it. You experience bad mind in Jamaica?
Strong, man. Strong.
Strong bad mind?
Strong.
From people at the upper class, too?
From people at the upper class.
The 29-year-old Bolt also said the negative reaction displayed by some members of Jamaica's upper class was contrasted by the positive reactions of ordinary Jamaicans. The Negril Chamber of Commerce says it will be lobbying Jamaica's international partners to halt funding for environmental projects following the government's decision to allow a hotel developer to continue to remove sand from a Negril property. The chamber says it is appalled that the Environment Minister Robert Pickersgill has rescinded the stop order for the removal of sand from a Charisma Hotel property in Negril to lands the hotel owns in Landovery, St. Anne. According to the chamber, Mr. Pickersgill's action has shown that once there is money to be made, the environment does not matter. The World Health Organization, WHO, says China and other countries with dengue fever should be on the lookout for Zika virus infections. Dr. Bruce Aylward, who runs the WHO's Outbreak Response Department, said any country that has the Aedes mosquito should be concerned about the possibility of the Zika virus. Zika, regarded as a global health emergency, has now spread to more than 20 countries in the Americas, including Jamaica's neighbor, Haiti. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. You may tune in to Power 106 FM for regular updates. Follow us on Twitter at Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. I'm Carleen Brown, and before we go, an excerpt from our interview with the Gleaner Man of the Year for 2015, Finance Minister Dr. Peter Phillips.
Most debilitating was probably national security, because there is one feature of life in that ministry which no other one has, which is that every morning you get a call about the number of Jamaicans that have lost their life the day before. It was one of the most debilitating experiences ever. I accept the award with great appreciation, but quite frankly, is an award to the Jamaican people.